Hey everyone, in this FC24 Squad Building Challenges explained video, I want to walk you through this area of Ultimate Team. So Squad Building Challenges is basically a little game mode where you can trade in players for other rewards. Note I say trade in, so whatever you use in the Squad Building Challenge is lost for whatever you trade it in for. Let's have a little look at what it's all about and how it all works. So on the top bar here, go over to SBC, select that and jump into it here. And then you'll come into this area here where there'll be all these things thrown at you and you'll be like, what on earth is all of this, man? So at the top, we've got this all thing at the minute. So this is showing everything that's currently available. And this regularly rotates because many of these are timed, such as this, who we got here? I can't even say it. Kadid Atodiani. I am so sorry if you're a fan of this player because, that's hard for me to pronounce. Musa Sissoko, I can do that one a little bit better. But these are specific challenges where you could get these players, okay? And they expire as time goes on. So you want to be checking in SBC regularly if you're interested in these. But if you are a beginner, just forget about these for the minute because this is going to confuse the heck out of you. But let me walk you through all of the different things here and explain about SBCs and why you may want to do them. So if we look on the top bar, they are split into different areas. We have players, where you can do SBCs, where you will get this player as a reward if you complete all of the challenges. We've got upgrades, where we can upgrade players to other players, so we can trade stuff in for a slightly better pack. So we get packs of players, such as this player pick pack here. We've got challenges, where you can do individual challenges to get certain players. So in this case, they get a little bit more complicated because rather than just create a team of players, you need to hit certain objectives, which I'll talk about in a minute. You've got icons, which are some of the most special players inside FC24, but these have massive amounts of challenges. So, for example, if you want Ronaldinho, you have to complete a whopping 18 squad building challenges to unlock that player. So I'm going to talk about that as well in a minute as well. You can also exchange duplicate players that you get. So if you're used to opening packs and getting a duplicate player, if it's a chunky player, 85, 86, 87 or 88, or even 89, you could opt to trade them in for an SBC and get yourself a pack in return, which is better than just selling them for no coins. So we'll talk about that as well. And then lastly, you've got Foundations, which teaches you the very basics about squad building challenges, and these are nice and easy to complete. I say nice and easy, they're relatively easy to complete. So we're going to have a little look at these things as well. So, if you're brand new to SBC, I suggest you start in the Foundations section. So this one, you jump into Foundations 1, and there are these little mini SBCs here. Now, you can probably see, if you are clever, I've already completed these, so I can't show you exactly how these work. I will show you a different SBC in a minute. But what I want you to look at is on the right-hand side. Before you start an SBC, it will tell you what you need to do in the SBC. So the breakaway one here, it says exchange a striker item for a reward. So it says minimum 1 in your starting 11, exactly bronze in your starting 11. So all I did was I traded in a striker with this one. And on the right-hand side, if I move the right stick, it tells me what I'd win for that. And in this case, I've got a jumbo bronze pack. So I've traded in one single player, and that player had to be bronze, so really simple. And I've got that big pack for it. So that was bargain. That was well worth trading in the player for. Now, where that would have been bad was if it was an SBC where I put in a really good player, but in this case, it was quite well protected because I could only trade in a bronze player, so I could only do so much damage with that one. You then had a brace. So for this one, again, exactly bronze in the starting 11, traded 2 players, and for this one, we get a premium bronze pack. So again, easy peasy and well worth doing. Hat trick, so this one is 3 players, bronze, and then a pair of pairs, so a minimum of 4 in your starting 11, exactly bronze in your starting 11. So fairly easy to do, and as we traded those in, we got the rewards. Now Foundations 2 gets a little bit more complicated. So you can see here it's saying use overall and lower overall players, a minimum 2 in your starting 11 that are 80 rated. Quality trade, rare player. So it's getting used to different styles of cards. So by those cards, let me just show you in my club. I'll just show you what we're talking about here. I've done a test squad here, but it's actually quite handy. So that's a bronze player, so bronze common. That's a bronze rare, so you get a shinier badge and it kind of spins around it. These are silver players. And then we've got bronze player there again, but that's a rare player. And you're probably wondering, why have I got an MK Dons squad here? It's because MK Dons is local to me, and I was doing a little video on MK Dons, so seeing how many players I could get in the squad here. But we've also got, if I go to club, of course I have much better players. We get super duper cards here with these ones here. Some of these are lone players, some are icons. We've got gold players like this, that are gold rare. And then you'll see a slightly less exciting background if it's not a gold rare player. And you know, as we go through here, as the ratings dip, we'll see more simple backgrounds for things as well. But you can see lots and lots of players here. So you collect these players as you play games. And, you know, if you go and do squad battles, for example, you'll get regular packs. If you open up objectives, you'll get various packs. And it's the SBCs comes into play when you've got so many players spare that you think, I could trade that in for something else. Okay. So let's go back to these and actually show you one of these in action. So I'm going to do a relatively simple one. Let me see what we've got. What do we got? An 85 player pick. We've got a 78 times 2. Let's have a little look at this. What's this? So we've got a rare players, minimum 2 in my starting 11, exactly gold in my starting 11. So I'll show you this one, gold challenge. Start from scratch. And what this is saying is I've got to put 2 in the starting 11. I've got to do 8 in this particular squad. So some are locked off. And they've got to be exactly gold. All right. So the way it works is this. I select one. I flick over to the club. And then I'm going to use my filters. So I'm going to hit Y on my controller to get into filters. And I'm going to change the quality to gold, common, because that's what we need here. And see what I've got here. Now, this particular squad building challenge is not too bad because it's saying you've got to use gold players, but you know you can use whatever gold players you want. So you pick whatever player you're happy to trade in for the reward. So I don't really care here. So I'm just going to have a little look through here. So it should keep my filter. And what I'm looking for is just to trade in some weak players. Well, actually, what I didn't check was there any rare players? I've got to put at least 2. So I need to remember that. So we'll do that as well. I have too much thinking and talking and not enough paying attention there. But so what I'm basically doing here is looking at who actually oh my goodness, you'd think I'd know what I was doing here. So if I select, I've done that wrong. If I select the card, it should narrow it down to centre backs for me. And then I'm just looking for my weakest players that I've collected over the months that I could trade in for this. So I'm going deliberately down to the lowest rating just to use those because they're in theory worth the least to me, unless I needed to filter out and keep some for certain things that I might want to do in FC24, but we will just go through this and show you how this works. So I'm just going with the lowest score here. So these are gold, but they're not rare. So if I want to check rare, we could do the same thing. So we'll go centre midfield, and then I will change the search this time to gold rare. And we'll still stick with the centre midfielders. So we've got these all here. And what we should find with gold rare is we've got plenty of them. They've got less shinier background. So I'll just pop in some of these. And again here. And what you want to be thinking about here is, are you really bothered about trading these in for the reward on offer? You may say yes, you may say no. That's entirely up to you. So now I've got 2 gold rare in there. I could change this back to gold common and then finish off the squad building challenge by adding a couple of other players as well. So we'll just sort this out. And if I didn't have centre mids to fill this up with, you can see I'm not short of players. I have millions. Actually, I forgot to narrow that down to centre mid. Sorry, let's do that. That's why it's showing me so many. But if I didn't, I could put a player of a different position in here. It'll moan, but it won't care that much because, wow, look at all of these. I've got so many. This is ridiculous. So many centre mids or midfielders. Come on, what's my weakest? Whew, we got there in the end. Sturger, I think that's how you pronounce it. So just to show you, we could put a player out of position here as well. So I'll move here. So I've got the selection there, and then I could change this. And let's just say I'm going to chuck in a centre back instead. So I could do this. And what this basically where this would be a problem is if the SBC said everyone had to be in the right position. But in this case, it doesn't matter. So we'll pop that one in there. We'll get a warning, but it'll say, look, you'll still see I'll complete the things on the right-hand side. On the right-hand side, you can see it says rare players min 2 in my starting 11. That's now gone green, which means I've completed that part of the squad building challenge. And we'll go back to a centre forward here. So we'll go there and search, just so you can see the difference, just the different ways that we work here. And well, when we find the weakest, Negredo. Oh my gosh, I missed it. Sorry. Went the wrong way there. Where is he? Come back, my man. I need to trade you in for some rubbish pack. There we go. Now everything goes green because it's saying, look, you've got the exactly gold in your starting 11 of all the player quality. You've got a number of players in the squad, 8. Happy days. Hit submit. So we do that, and then it'll say, look, exchange in your squad will earn you the rewards listed on the right. Submitted items will be removed from your club. That is critical. Pay attention, because whatever you've put in the squad builder challenge, it goes. It's gone. We will no longer have Negredo. We will trade it for this 75 rated rare player. Personally, I don't think this is a great squad building challenge because I'm having to trade in 8 players for 1 rare player, and I'm going to trade in 2. So you just think, are you crazy? But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with that one. So that one's not good. So you may think sometimes, well, that was a terrible deal. Why would I want to do that? You see, I'm going to get a rare player rated 75 or higher. I traded in better than that with the rare players that I wanted. So you think, why would you do that? The important thing is to have a little look at the gold challenge here. So, because when we do both of these, which we'll do here, we're going to get another player. So this one is saying rare players minimum 3 in your starting 11, exactly gold in your starting 11. And that's going to get me another 75 rated player, which again is a bad deal. But we're then going to get something in for completing both, which is this, the 78 plus times 2 rare LL and LF pack. So it's going to be 2 rare gold players rated 78 plus from La Liga or Liga F. So we're hoping that we'll get something good for that. So we will do that as well, just to show you what happens here, and then you can get an idea of whether that was worth it. So we've got the same sort of thing here, where we've got to fill this all in. So it's rare players minimum 3 in my starting 11. So we'll do that. So we'll go gold rare. I'm just going to check. Is it? Yeah, they've got to be exactly gold. So it's got to be gold rare. Hang on. I'm not going to trade in De Bruyne for him. So that's what you've got to be really careful of, that you don't accidentally trade in something that you want. It would be a bad idea to trade in Van Dijk for this, because chances are what we get is not going to be better than a good player. Highly unlikely. So you can see out of position there. Doesn't matter. I might swap him around. So you can also do that as well if you think, actually, I should have put that one there. But in this case, it doesn't matter that they're out of position like we were talking about before. But let's just do everyone in position. So I'm still on that rare player thing like we were before. And now I will change that to gold common for the rest of the challenge. So I'll do this quicker now, obviously, because you know what you're looking at as we go through here. So you'll see, once you know what you're doing with these, it's a little bit quicker. We'll go here and get another one done. Well, we've got quite a lot left midfielders. And of course, you'd be paying more attention than I am here, so that you don't trade in anyone that you think, oh, actually, I might want to create a little team with them. You may be wondering, would you ever use, lower rated players? It depends. Sometimes you get a challenge that says, if you play with these players from this country, and they're no higher than this rating, then you'll get this reward. So there's an argument for not trading in all of your spare players. But if the longer you keep playing, you just end up with stacks and stacks of cards in FC24. So it's not generally a massive issue. So there we go. We'll get Maya in, and then this last one. And then you'll see that because we've completed the group of squad building challenges, we will get the extra pack on top. So everything is filled in. You have a quick check that we're happy with that. So remember, we're only going to get a rare player for trading in all of these. So it's probably not going to be worth it, but I'm hoping the group reward will be. So submit. Submit. Happy days. We've got that as a reward. So 78 plus LL and LF double upgrade is now completed. So we now get a further bonus with this 78 plus times 2 rare LL and LF pack untradeable. So we've got that, and then that is all done. You can then repeat this if you want. This is a repeatable one. But if we have a quick look at some other ones here, so if I just show you, for example, exchanges, if you had a duplicate player or a player that you don't really care that much about, you could opt to trade them in here. Now, so I'll just I haven't even got any. Wow, have I really not? Minimum in your start 11. Oh, because it's a goalkeeper. So let's have a little look. If I'd open up a pack and say I already had Jack Grealish, what I could do is just chuck him in here, submit it. I'm not going to do this because I want to keep Jack Grealish because I've only got one. But if I submitted that, I would get the reward that was shown here. 7 players pack untradeable. So gold players, 2 rares, 8, but I'm having to trade in an 85 and over. The point about that is if you've had a duplicate player in a pack, normally you can only quick sell them for 0 money. But if you pause and then sell the player that you've got in your team already, or rather trade your player in here, and then you could put that player in your team and, you know, basically not lose that. But you can only do this for 85, 86, 87, and 88 players, and 89. Hopefully that makes sense. Now, before we go and have a little look at those packs, so we'll finish off with that, but I want to talk about these other areas first. So if you're looking at an epic player like Ronaldinho here, this is an icon of him. So an icon has the massive bonus that it gets full chemistry points, and they are very special cards. They are obviously some of the top players in the world. So if you wanted to earn Ronaldinho, you have to do 18 challenges, and some of these are crackers, right? Some are very easy. But to complete the group, what you'll find is like you start off with 11 rare bronze players, easy peasy, and you get a small silver players pack for that. And you go, oh, that's cool. But when you start getting up here, you've got to trade in an 89 rated squad. And, you know, it's an entire squad of 89 players. Then you've got to do it again and again. That's incredibly hard. Then you've got to do 90 rated, 90 rated, 90 rated, 90 rated. So you're not even worth starting this unless you have a crazy amount of top cards already that you're not bothered about trading in. But this is just nuts. You're trading in dozens and dozens and dozens of top players for one icon, and I totally don't think that's worth it. So I would stick well clear of these. Occasionally, you'll see an icon that seems to be fairly reasonable to get, but I'm just seeing if there's anything not too bad here. I mean, they're all looking pretty chunky. Yeah, so I mean, all of these I think are too much to do. But Beckham, for example, let's have a little look. But what you tend to look at is here. It's only an 88 rated squad. This one is saying, oh man, 87 rated squad, and at least one needs to be from La Liga. This one 87, so that's difficult as well. But you get the idea. The challenges, marquee matchups. So this is where things are getting a bit more complicated. So it's saying in this squad, you'd have to put 1 Bundesliga player in. You'd have to have at least 5 clubs in the starting 11. It's saying a rare player must be in the starting 11. Team overall rating must be minimum of 75, and the team chemistry is a minimum of 14. So that gets more complicated because you're trying to hit all of those objectives at the same time. And the more diversity you put in there, the more clubs that are in there, the lower the chemistry will go because you need to think about links between each of the players. Hopefully that makes sense. I can't really go into much detail here because we've got lots of stuff to cover here. So these ones can be sometimes interesting. So you can have a little look about these League One Team of the Season upgrade. So you can get a Team of the One Season guarantee. So let's see what we need to do for this one. Any team of the season's player minimum 1 and a team overall rating of 87. So I don't think that's a great one. What else have we got? 85 plus player pick. What do we got to do for this one? Let's see. Team overall rating of 84 to get one of those. Again, painful, I think. But you get the idea. So let's just finish off with those packs and just see whether that Squad Building Challenge was actually worth it to us. So, 75 rated player. Who did we get? Here it goes. An Italian CDM for Arsenal. Interesting. Not bad, not bad. I mean, that is a pretty good card. Jorginho. I have a feeling I might have him already. Let's see. I have got him already. So he is tradable though, so I can list him on the transfer market. So in my case, that's what I will do. I will list him, And I will compare the price and just see what he's going for. Only 900, so not a lot at all. But we'll list him anyway. So later on in the game, fairly good cards tend to go for nothing because everybody's got the better cards anyway. Let's have another go. So the second one that we got. Argentina centre-back. Otamendi, I'm sure I've got Otamendi as well, so this is where I'll be shown. No, you haven't, but we'll see. I have a feeling I've got him. Oh, no, I haven't. So I could opt to keep him or transfer him. So the interesting thing with these squad building challenges, even though many of my cards were non-tradable that I traded in, I am getting tradable returns. So it's a way of earning some money from players that are worth no coins to you at the minute. So we could, again, list on the transfer market. So we'll compare the price, or I could opt to keep him. But again, you can see not going for a great deal. He's not good enough to be in my team, so I'm not that bothered about losing him. So I've got a thing there. But the last thing, was it worth it for this one? The 2 rare gold player items from La Liga or La Liga F. Now, the downside with this pack is these are non-tradable. And you can see to the right of LF pack, that little sign there means you can't trade these. But they might be good enough to go in my team. Let's see. Probably not, but you never know. Let's see what we got. Argentina CDM. I'm not sure who we got. Rodriguez. So. It's okay. Nothing amazing though, so certainly would make my team. But he's a duplicate anyway. So this is a key case where, because I've got that duplicate, I would probably either swap it with a duplicate in my club and see if that's tradable. Probably not. I could quick sell for nothing, but what I would suggest is you don't confirm that in a minute and see if you can throw him in a squad building challenge and trade him in for something else. So Razzo we will keep, but I'll come back out of here and say sort that later. And then I would look to make another SBC where I trade him in for something else. So that's the plan. There you go, my friends. That's squad building challenges explained. I hope that was useful to you. If it was, give us a thumbs up, please. Much appreciated. Any comments welcome. If you need more help with the game, let me know with what, or have a little look at my other tutorials. Thanks for watching.